Welcome back to episode 2, series 2. Phil, how you doing?
Very well. Sounds like you've got a bit of a sore throat there, Tom.
Not a sore throat, maybe a slightly beery throat, if I'm
Oh,
honest. There's a few after training last night, and then the typical Samuel Hall trip happened, and straight into pillar box. So it was quite a long night.
Do you want to tell us about Rimo's induction?
So Rimo decided he wanted to be a bit of a big man. George kept pouring, what was he drinking? Thatcher's down his throat. Strongbow down his throat, which was gross. And he basically died, hurdled over on Mansfield Road, spewing up everywhere. It was actually disgusting. And he couldn't stand. He sat down at the table in pillar box, and I put my pint down, hadn't had a sip, and he stood up and he just put his hand on the table, but it was obviously weighted too much and everything flew off the table. Luckily, I caught my beer. But he refused to drink anything in pillar box, which is a shame. But the locals looked after him.
I bet they did. Welcome back. So we're another week in. We again didn't quite get around to planning anything for this week, but we've had a busy week. So shortly there's an interview with George that you did while I was otherwise engaged.
Drinking.
But how did the threes go on Saturday?
So we played Melbourne. There's some young whippersnappers that I hadn't seen play before. People like Ewan, who's in the ones this week, Luke Tomo and people like that. We won 33-19. Quite solid performance. We just needed to work around and break down a bit more. I think there was a lot of people getting a bit excited and just seeing the ball and sprinting over. It was all right. It was a good squad considering we hadn't really played together in 2 years. What about Nuneaton?
Yeah, first team had Nuneaton at home and managed to. Well, we didn't really steal the win. We took a deserved win. In our classic fashion, made it much harder than maybe we needed to.
The Paviour's way.
Oh, the Paviour's way, yeah. Nuneaton weren't at their strongest, I don't think, but you can only beat what's in front of you. And I thought our backs really tore them apart when they got wide. And I think a lot of our forward carries were pretty explosive and making good yardage, which Nuneaton, we were quite aware tired, having been told by some of the people. So if we could be in the game at half time, it was there to be won. And I think we were up at half time, 10-7, I think, or something. Maybe we left a bonus point there. We've got to really think about these new laws. When we're close to their line, the dropout changes everything. So if you get over the line now and get held up, obviously it's a dropout from the try line rather than a 5-minute scrum. So we've got to think of another way of breaking the line rather than risking getting held up almost.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. But yeah, it was a good win, deserved win, and we move on to the next game. With
that held up, well, I think we said it last week, but that's going to be so hard to get out of the mindset, because if that's the fact that we just risk it anyway, because we go 9 times out of 10 we'll probably go down and ground it. The lad's going to struggle. Do you think with that?
I think it's a totally innate response from, especially for forwards. It was Dougie who got held up on Saturday over the line, and I think we didn't score off that, but you just get to the ruck, don't you, when you're not 1 metre out, and you just go, right, pick and go. We'll just pick and go and get over the line. But I'm not sure now whether that's the way to go about it.
No, you probably need to try and set it quite nicely on a pick and go, but then fling it as wide as you can, as quickly as you can.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, it'll be a while before we get used to that, I would have thought. But yeah, it's a rule that's kind of changing the way people attack, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I think that's potentially quite a good thing. It stops Exeter doing it on a weekly basis, I'm sure.
It'd be more exciting to watch rugby. But to be fair, I think people kind of missed the impact that rule would have after the 50-22. Everyone was all kind of bonerific around that and fucking spunking over that idea. And then yeah, this has kind of gone under the radar, but like you're saying, people are starting to notice that actually you need to think a bit more about red zone rugby.
The if you kick it into the dead ball area and they dob it down and you get a drop out from the try line, then that's actually quite nice from your attacking point of view, because you've probably gained quite a bit of yardage. But if you're carrying it over and you get held up, it's actually it's a massive disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because rarely are you gonna. I mean, we did on Saturday. We countered one and scored on the counter attack off one, but rarely are you going to get back to the try line on that first phase.
Yeah, no, agreed.
So it's it's a quite a clever rule. I still hate it. I still think all the changes they've made are absolutely appalling, but I wouldn't.
I think with that, yeah, it's like Jonty was saying. You got no reward for getting into the red zone and getting over the line. So I don't know how long that will be around for, but we'll see. They change it more than I change my underwear. They change the laws.
And that says more about you than anything else.
Yeah, they only change it once a year. So, shall we talk to George?
Yes.
About Saturday's game at Oundle?
Yes.
Cool, let's do that. So, George, welcome back to the pod. Are you excited to be here?
Oh, I'm absolutely ecstatic, mate. That jingle just gets me going every time I hear it at the start.
Every time. It's a proper like thump in the heart jingle as well.
It's very podcasty. It is good.
That's all right. Thank you to Windows Movie Maker there. You were very excited yesterday when you heard the prospect that you might be back on the pod, and not only back on the pod, but co-hosting the pod.
It counts as co-hosting, doesn't it?
You can put it down as co-hosting because there's only one host, because Phil is off being busy today. What's going through your mind?
Second episode of the new season, and the queue's in the rack already.
To be fair, it is very poor form. He's not doing anything productive today at all. Really, he's out on the piss tonight. Yeah, poor form. What's going through your mind? Do you think you can take it from Phil?
Yeah, the mental's gone. So, I mean, I've wanted to be Phil for quite a long time.
Yeah.
A number of years now. So I'm just hoping that I can be even half the man that he is. So
you've nearly nailed the boring. So we just need you to get the podcast hosted as well. You're obviously playing fly half. You've got a little bit of a niggle. Are you all right for Saturday, do you think?
Yeah, absolutely fine, mate.
Class. Well, in that case, what are you feeling about Saturday's game down at Oundle?
It's a weird one, isn't it? We go into it real confidently, I think, because the way we started playing and the other results that have happened in the league so far. I mean, we've beat Nuneaton and they beat Syston, and Syston beat Oundle. So you can't ever call it like that. But we go into it confident. We'd have liked to go on a bus, but the old fuel crisis has scuppered that. So hopefully everyone's got enough fuel to get there, and we get there, and I think we're going real confident.
Yeah, I think that not having a bus trip might be a blessing, to be fair, on the way back for some people. There's a few which I know were feeling a bit.
It's going to certainly do wonders for some people's relationship with their family, I think.
With their family.
There's a lot of family men now in the team, and
yeah.
Always one of them, but you have to get a passport quite early.
I know. On a side note, did you get a passport last Saturday, or was that just on the whim? We won't go into too much detail, but
I always get a pass, mate. It's fine.
Always get the pass. So with current injuries, we won't release who's injured and whatever. Do you still feel confident that we've got quite a strong squad leading into Saturday's game?
I actually do. There are a couple of there's a couple of doubts at the moment, but I mean, as we record this, when it goes out, we'll probably know for sure. So the team will probably be released the same day. I think we'll find that most of the doubts will come good because of the nature of the fixture. Everyone wants to play down there. We've had some good results down there. And the last time we played there was a long time ago now. I think it was almost January nearly like 2.5 years ago, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, it does seem like that long, and I think it is that long actually. Because we got quite late in the season mess up, but I think we're confident about going there, and I think I'm confident about the injury doubts that we've got. I think they'll come good.
Yeah. Talk about injuries, and I know he's a forward, and you're obviously the playmaker in the middle, pull of the strings. But how important will Ollie Collingham be down on that team sheet this week if he's there?
Yeah, he brings a lot to the team. He brings much more than just his big rig and bravado. He's an absolute quality player, and he's good to have about. Good to have in the build-up. He's training this week, obviously. So we'll see how he goes and what the selection says. But yeah, it'll be massive to him back. Absolutely massive.
Yeah, it will be. So that's Saturday. Going forward, there's some obviously some bigger games coming up. Well, every game is a big game, but some big games coming up leading up to Christmas. It's a long old run for you with no real break. Are you? Do you think that's it? We've hit the ground running now against Nuneaton last week. That was a win. So we're going to move forward and we're just going to keep flying and improving.
I think there's a lot of us will still feel like we can play a lot better than we did on Saturday. And I think what we've got to do, there's a few more little bits to pull together. We've obviously played really well at home, and we've got to prove that on the road now. Oundle's a perfect place to do that to start with, as we go there real confident. But yeah, I'd say we're about 70% of what we can be at the moment. That might just be my opinion. People looking outside in might feel that we played a lot better on Saturday, but I feel like there's a lot we can push forward still. And look, there's a lot of people in our team that are not rookies, but let's say that it's their first few games at this level and in this team, and they're only going to get better. That adds to my kind of where we're at, you know. So yeah, I think we can push on and get a lot better than we are.
Yeah, because like you said, some of the lads really had a batch on the fire, like the lads that went down to Newport Salad to get spunked by a squad of effectively contracted players. It's been a hard start for them, and it's not an easy level.
That it's a hard start, but that game's always going to come if you're part of that squad. Obviously, we'd like to get to a position where it doesn't come, but it's the nature of the league we're in. Those games will happen. And look, we'll improve and we'll keep getting better and better, and we can become that coupon buster for the bigger sides, which is what we were described as this week against them on a certain platform. Apparently, we're the coupon buster for the week, so it's obviously refers to it as an upset. But if anyone, well, ask any of that lot, I don't think we thought it would be an upset. We always thought we were pretty much there. Or thereabout.
Yeah, I think it's there's still an element of people looking at Paviours a bit differently in the league, isn't there? Because obviously we make an effort not to. We make a point of letting people know we don't pay any of our players if they ask and that type of thing. When other people are a lot more drilled and they think they're the one, there's still a little element of little Paviours, and maybe because we haven't got a catchment area like other clubs as well.
I mean, another thing that we're seeing out there is that we're a great advert for grassroots rugby, and that's been said by we say that and we harp on about that as a club, and we should, because that's what we are at the moment. But when it gets said by outsiders, and they're starting to know now, we've been in this league a bit long enough, we've thought mostly homegrown, and I think a lot of clubs are quite jealous of that. But, you know, it is what it is. And again, with the teams that we play and contracted and this and that, I don't like to harp on about it because I think we're real focused on what we're doing and not outside. That's the beauty of it, really. It don't really matter what we're doing.
Nah, doesn't matter what I think. You just take them to the line, didn't you? It's when you do your little show and goes and see a gap. That's when you know you really are taking them to the line.
Well, there's that many of them from me, though.
It depends if you manage to sneak into that 12 channel.
There's quite a lot of go.
It's a hell of a lot of show and not a lot of go. But thanks for coming on, and good luck on Saturday as well, if I don't see you.
Well, I won't see you.
Well, because in the world of podcasting, this is Friday night or Friday morning this goes out. I know it's Wednesday, but you've got to keep the magic going, haven't you?
You have to pull the wool over. Not pull the wool over the eyes, but yeah, do a nice
Yeah.
little.
Make it hazy. Right. I'll catch you in a bit.
Okay.
So that was George, his little preview of Oundle. What are you thinking about the Oundle game, Phil?
So we've only played at their ground once before, and we won a very close game after Christmas in the year we got promoted, which was quite a big turning point for us, I think, because that's normally the game where we absolutely collapse. Normally because the front five have absolutely buried themselves in Turkey. But yeah, we went down there, really tough game. The pitch is, I think it's got to be as close to a smaller pitch you can legally have as possible.
Really?
It's tiny.
Would I feel comfortable running up and down it?
You might not fit on it.
Jesus. That was quick from you, to be fair. I like that.
Yeah, so it's a very direct game when you go to Oundle, which means it's always quite physical up front. And I think we've got a pretty strong pack for the weekend, so that bodes well in that aspect. Yeah, we just got to go down and have a go. You know, we've got a win on the board. It's probably a good place to go and build on that. We've got Oundle followed by Syston, followed by a week off or Matlock in the Cup, depending on what happens there. So it should be 3 games we're looking to really target to get the season truly underway. And it's all about just going and doing our job at Oundle.
Yeah, definitely. I think it is a good place to go and build some foundations, like you said. Another place for the younger lads who've come in to find their feet a little bit more, like Chippy T and people like that. So I just think it'd be exciting to see what the scoreline will be. Sorry, I'm not there. We've got to go and beat Southall, but that's not really a task.
Let's hope you're not playing on the 45-degree angle second team pitch.
I imagine we are.
That's not ideal.
No, it really isn't ideal.
At least for you, they do great pizzas after the game.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
I love pizza.
Yeah, very good pizza. I think just jumping back to the first team stuff, losing Doug and Molly in a weekend is never ideal. Losing your skippers obviously never ideal. Both hand injuries, so they're doing something wrong when they're alone.
Maybe they were together.
That might have been it.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think it gives opportunity to Ewan, who obviously has never played first team rugby at Pavs before, and Chippy T, as you've named him, and I like that a lot. To kind of put their marker on the team, I guess. But we'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see. I guess we'll review it next week. We're starting to get this. I like this little pattern we're getting into. Review and preview. I like that. We'll have to throw some banter in there somewhere. We would have had banter. We did actually try to get Grant on, but he was unavailable. But that would have been a nice extra. Talking about fun things to do. What's coming up?
That was the smoothest link I've ever seen you do.
Smooth criminal. What's going on at the club soon? Anything exciting to look out for?
Yes. So, considering 2 members of my family are organising it, the Halloween party at the club.
Party with Hannah.
Yeah, with Hannah. I think it's on the Saturday the 30th, if that's a legitimate date. Yes, Saturday the 30th. And for kids, obviously, not for adults. Hannah will be putting on one of her fantastic children play parties, and they'll be getting sweets and Halloween costumes required.
I imagine so. You'll be there, I imagine.
No, I think we've got a game, haven't we, hopefully?
Oh, yeah, it's a Saturday. Yeah, no, we all have games. Oh, that would have been nice. You could have been there with the kids. You could have dressed up. What would you have dressed up as?
Well, I don't normally have to dress up for Halloween, do I, Tom?
No, very true. I wasn't going to say it. I was doing that.
Get away with it. I'm just saying that because Ollie Hanson's going to listen to this, and that'll be what he'll be shouting at the radio right now.
And laughing to himself.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's an absolute genius.
Yeah. So that's for kids. And then a whole week later, we've got the beer festival.
Yes.
Which is ticking over.
5th, 4th?
5th, 6th, and 7th.
5th, 6th, and 7th.
The 5th, there's a game Friday night. You get to see me live, which will be exciting for everyone. And then Saturday afternoon and Sunday all day, I think. There's beer to be drunk. Had some exciting conversations with the Barton brothers down at the garage in Beeston Chilwell Way. They're going to help us out, provide us with loads of decent kit. So it's going to look like the real deal.
Fantastic.
I know. I might even camp over. I'm that excited on Friday night. Might bring my tent.
That's your risk.
Yeah, I'd only do it if other people do it. I don't think it's wise for me to camp on my own up there.
No, when I have to lock up, it scares the Badowakies out of me. So
the Badowakies.
The Badowakies.
What's a Badowaki? I've never heard that. Yeah. Anyways, Phil, I think it's time we let people go. Have you got any wise words this week?
No, not as per normal. You're off to Wakefield, aren't you?
I'm off to Wakefield now. Got to go and do a day up there with family, so that'd be nice.
Oh, so you're not going out on the...
Not on the lash, not sadly not. Not before a game, I'm a professional.
Oh, sorry, yeah, of course.
Exactly. Right. Enjoy yourself. I'll speak to you after your game tomorrow and make sure those Badowakies are safe.
Yeah, I'll keep my Badowakies to myself.
Bye.
Bye.